They really did mess it up for us. And when I say they, I'm referring to my peers, my coworkers, and previous ones, even ones before I even got to the company. I was speaking to my coworker yesterday extensively. I'm a little bit like, I wish he was working today, but he's not. He's not gonna work tomorrow or today. But the point is, he was just telling me about, we're talking first of all about the job and work and like the benefits of it. He's been there for a long time at this job. So he's been through a lot. He was talking to me about the COVID days and how they used to have to get in and out of a suit just to go to the bathroom, or if they were to go outside and come back in for, all those COVID type reasons. They had bodysuits. He was like, it was very tedious. It was tough, the process. So we fast forward through the conversation and we speak about how there's some things that we cannot do, and it's because of our peers or people who do things and we get looked at a certain way. He gave an example, and in the example he was like, imagine me and you are in a place where it's predominantly white people and we're the only two black men. And then he says, when we're there, what type of looks will we get? And then he said, based on those types of looks, we're being looked at that way because of past things, past actions that, our people have done, to where now when you see another, and it doesn't have to be black, it can be a blue person, white, yellow, whatever. You get where I'm going. You look at that person now, totally different person, but what you have experienced with that culture of people, especially if it's time after time after time again, then you're like, oh yeah, this is proven. It's happened over 100 times. It's proven in your mind or people's mind or society, right? He was like, we're being looked at that way because of other people's ignorance, their stupidity, or basically like, what they did that was wrong. He uses words like, he'll call people a buffoon. He'll call you a savage, a Neanderthal. He hasn't said Neanderthal, but he's coming like that. Like there's no room. He's a no nonsense type of man for sure. So he told me that to get my mind like, okay, I understand where he's going with this. Then he says same thing basically with our job. People being caught stealing at our job. People, are essentially lazy or doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And as a result, it falls down, or it comes down on us. Like one of the new guys who just got hired in like a week ago, or less. I think he got hired in on tour. We seen him. He hit the floor like Wednesday, Thursday. So point is, he says that poop rolls downhill. So whenever some stuff be happening and he's new, he's like, oh yeah, something probably happened on the higher ups because poop always rolls downhill. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I'll note that. But back to the point about how coworkers and our peers have just been messing it up for us time and time again. There was a point in time at our job, we worked straight 8. This is one of the benefits of this job. You work a straight 8 hours, meaning we punch out for break. Don't get me wrong, but it's paid. Now, I've worked plenty of jobs, like my bank jobs and really the previous jobs before this one would give us, well, before I got to Michigan, I should say, the jobs that I would have would give you like an hour. But the catch is the hour break is not paid. So essentially you're at work for 8 hours or 8.5 hours or 8 hours and 45 minutes. But that 45 minutes or that hour out of the 9, you're not being paid. Here at this job, my current job, I get paid for the straight 8. So they do have a system though that you have to punch out for lunch. And that's what my brother was explaining to me, who I work with. He was like, yeah, it's for liability issues because there's so much stuff basically that the buffoons I work with and it's like, I love everybody, never judging, but I work amongst some crazy people. So they messed it up with that. We used to be able to listen to, or they used to be able to listen to, for example, headphones, both of them. Now, because someone chose to ignore leaving out for an emergency fire drill routine, or at the time, I don't even know. No, I don't think it was a real one. It was a fake one. But either way, well, not either way, because if it was real, he's stayed in there. It could have been all bad. But the gentleman decided to ignore the fake fire drill, and they determined it was because, or he might have said he didn't hear it because he had both his headphones in. But you see everybody leaving out. He just chose not to do it, and as a result, we can't wear 2 headphones at a time anymore. They took him away completely. Then they brought it back and said you can only wear 1. So that's another quick example of how, people just can mess it up for you at your job. Water. They took the water away. We used to be able to have water bottles at our desk, like a container type of water. And long story short, somebody on first shift was caught drinking alcohol, but they said it wasn't because of that, really. They said it was because in how the customer wants it or the client wants it, we're not supposed to have like liquid like water or anything within X amount of feet or within X amount of distance of the parts. So they chopped it up and said it was because of that. But it's like one of those, if you know, you know. That just the coinky dink of that happening in sequence with the person getting drunk, getting caught drinking alcohol at work, or they probably was up in there getting tipsy. But another example of how our coworkers is mess it up for us. And I myself, because when I was thinking about this video, like basically a couple minutes ago, and what all I was going to share with you, what are some good examples of, real life that's happening in my job, I thought about myself, and I'm just like, even myself, I got myself in the situation that I'm in. I always choose to defend, to fight for myself and for the masses. When I say the masses, the job, my peers, like they go through stuff. I know it's like, I say the stuff that you think would dare never to say. And it's like, I say that with confidence, and it seems like, oh yeah, you arrogant, or that's why, because you going against the grain all the time. You MLK, you Mr. Malcolm X, like in a good way, obviously a lesser form. But the point is, like, I stand up for me and mine. I'm not just gonna let, like, I could be petty too, but at the end of the day, the point and message behind that, what I just said is, like, I know that I did that, so I have to own what comes with it. And it's usually not pretty. So the same way, like, people were doing all those things, I'm doing things that, I'm pretty sure my supervisor don't too much care for, or like that she just wants me to be a yes man, or okay, I'll go do it. Rand, oh yeah, I'll go do it. Yeah. Like, oh yeah. But now I'm starting to learn, myself, self-preservation. I do get the job done. I got the mindset that I'm here to do a job, not to be babysat. But I won't digress too much on this video into that. Just wanted to share with you some things that, peers of mine, coworkers of mine, just constantly doing to make, the job is easy. It's like the easiest job. That's why I say the job is easiest to people. And we just make it harder for ourselves. Like yesterday, it was so smooth. Working without leadership, it was like we were working, we were good. It was, you could almost hear a pin drop. You can hear like the air stuff come out. We use a lot of air compressors, things of that nature. So you hear the tss that comes out, but that's about it. It was so, when I tell you, my coworker, my brother was so happy. He was like, this is how it's supposed to be. Not none of the jibby jabba jabba and and everybody can hear each other's conversation. He said it should be a nice, controlled, chill environment like that. Like, he talks to me, obviously he talks to other people, but he doesn't like the loud nonsense and shenanigans, things like that. And I'm gonna leave you with that. Know that we are blessed and highly favored by the best. Know I love and appreciate you, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.